Okay, so the purpose of this video is to see how we can take our Inventor models and upload them into a program called Configurator 360, meaning that we can have infinite combinations, infinite iterations of our model, and those can be done by external people or sales people, basically people with limited or no CAD experience, to those people who have lots of CAD experience, but all in a very controlled manner, controlled by the CAD office. So you can see here that I have my model already created, already drawn, and your experienced CAD guy would do this. He would add your parameters into it, so we can do things like change the height of this to a meter, for instance, to make it smaller, and you see the number of fins going across. Updates, if I put it up, made it say 2.5 meters tall, then you can see the number of fins have also increased as well. Let's put it back to, let's say something like 1500, and let's make the width 1200. Why not? And you can build the model as complex or as simplistic as you like. Alongside of that, we're going to create our 2D drawings. So you see that our 2D drawing information has updated based on those size changes that we've just made, along with our sort of, well, those are our flat patterns for our sheet metal, and these are our sort of standard drawings, should we say, of just the overalls of the model. So when taking this up to Configurator 360, we're also going to take along those two drawings as well. And basically, when we change the size in Configurator 360, the drawings are going to update. So the drawing only needs to be done once, but each time you change that model, a new drawing gets created, which is pretty clever. So how do we get it up to Configurator 360? Well, we come across to our Autodesk A360 tab and just simply hit upload to Configurator 360 here. Now it just takes a moment and asks us to save it, but you'll see that what we can do is actually upload say a new version of this design. So because I've already uploaded it, it's saying, do you want to you made some changes, do you want a new version? Do you want to create it as a new version of a design with a different name, so completely replace it if it was thinking down the line, or we no longer make that, we now make this type, so let's get rid of that one and replace it with this, or a completely brand new design as well. So you've got quite a few options. You can take up assembly with a skeleton part, or you can do it just the part itself if you want, and also the files that you want to include with it. So is it just the files referenced by this assembly, or are there other files that you want to send up with it as well? Which either or, basically you'd zip it up and send it. Simply click upload, and I'm not going to do it right now, but what it will do is it will take you across to Configurator 360 like this, and you can see here that I've got my design already made up for me, the vent grill, and we can add some further controls in from here. So this is the administrator's view of all the designs, and I could open the design, I could email a link to this design to somebody, or I can come to the parameters, and you see the width, height and depth parameter. I can control how big people can change that. So I can say, the minimum 600, the maximum is 2 meters, for instance. I can make it just as a read only. I could turn off the visibility. So, okay, I wanted to change the flange in Inventor, and I need to have that parameter shown in Inventor, but I don't want anybody changing it in my Configurator 360, so I can turn that off. I can also have set up a form, an iLogic form, and have the parameters set up on that, and basically how that form is displayed is how the parameter form will be displayed in your Configurator 360. But let's go back to the design and actually open it And you see we get effectively a lightweight, skinny down version of our model here. But it is the full 3D model. You can spin it around, you can have a look at it, and you see we've even got the gaps for where our sheet metal weld is going to go in, and the bend radiuses and everything like that. So it's quite a detailed model, even though it's very lightweight. The options we can come across, and I can change the width, say from 1200 to 1500, and you see over it goes. Let's make this 1500, let's make it square vent, why not? And again, you will see that the number of fins in the middle also updates. So from there I can go to my outputs, and you'll see these are just the outputs that I've allowed this model to be downloaded in. There's actually quite a few outputs, more than this, but I don't want everybody to just download whatever they want. I want them to only be able to download a step, only to be able to download the bill of materials, your two BIM file formats, so the native RFA file format and your universal IFC format. Both are needed for BIM compliancy. Your Inventor DWG file, the PDF and DXF as well for the flat patterns, but I'm just going to take the PDF, and you'll notice that down the bottom here we get two drawings. So the two drawings that I showed you, the flat patterns and the vent grill, I have access to both of those, and you'll see that they've both been changed to, say, 1500 wide, which is what we have made our model at. And again, the vent grill, this is also updated, so you see 1500 and 1500 here. So you know, you can have multi-sheet drawings, as it would be as complicated as you want, but obviously that drawing didn't exist before. The Configurator 360 person has effectively created that drawing, which is pretty clever. Okay, so let's show you another design then. So let's go back to my administrator view. Let's look at my vent unit here, and the same thing applies. So we have a lightweight version of our model, but you see it's even got the screws in it, or the nuts and bolts and the vents, and I can say let's change the length to 1500 again, and you'll notice the spacing updates between the screws. Obviously the number of screws and vents could update. I haven't set it up like that, but that's just the way this model works. I can change the color, so I can make it red. There we go. I can change the quantity as well, so let's say 5 of these are required. Now when I come to my outputs, I'm going to do first off the PDF, and again this has multiple drawings associated with this design, so when it comes up in a second, you'll see that we'll have a drawing with a bill of materials on. It should reflect that there's 5 of these. It should reflect that the parts are red. And also what I've done for this particular client who wanted this, they wanted a sort of automatic quote creation in the back of it as well. So I effectively created a quote page that will update based on that quantity required number that we put in. So you can see here that I've got my Octagon drawing, and you see that this one is red. The appearance in the bill of materials is red, telling us the number of screws, etc. But also on page 2, if we look at that, so you can see here we've got page 2 with the quote on it, and we put the quantity as 5. and you see that we've got the single price unit and the total cost price based on the quantity required. So your CAD guy is effectively doing your quote for you, or your sales guy, or even the customer. If they're going on your Configurator website and saying, "Oh, I want 5 of these," then they're producing the quote, meaning that they're doing all your work for you, which is pretty handy. Also, as well, from this, we get again, more complicated sheet metal flat patterns. So this can be downloaded directly as a DXF, and then we can send that across to the laser cutter with all the bend tables, etc., as well, for the metal workers. And then we can also look at the BIM formats. So we can download an RFA, which is the native Revit file, and it might take a moment just because the internet speed is slightly slow, but we can then take that across into Revit, and you can see here, if I just minimize this project, let's open a Revit family. Let's go to my downloads, desktop, this PC, or me. Go to my downloads. Optical event unit. And you see here we've got our vent unit open. I'm actually going to take a different one because that one hasn't got the MEP filter. So let's take number 6, which will be the latest one. And this is a bit better. Let's have a look at this one. Can you see we've got this funny arrow with height and width on it? That's an actual MEP connector, which means when I load this into my project 2, yeah, like so, one, you can see that the item is red in the project browser over here, but 2, when if I change views, let's go to a 3D view, for instance. If I did systems and went to duct, I can actually pick up on the MEP connector and draw and attach my event unit. Let's change this to front, maybe a different elevation. East elevation. Let's do duct. Ooh. Right, but you'll see here that my ducting has been added on and resized itself based on the MEP connector. So that completes your BIM workflow.